A stranded humpback whale is fighting for survival off Germany's Baltic coast. A weeks-long effort to guide it back to deeper, colder waters in the North Sea has been largely unsuccessful, to the dismay of locals and NGOs.
Concerned onlookers are holding vigil along Germany's Baltic coast, watching anxiously as yet another chance at rescue appears to be slipping away. The young humpback whale, nicknamed Timmy, is unlikely to survive, according to rescuers, after days of being trapped in shallow water have left it severely weakened. First spotted in the region in early March, the whale has been closely monitored by NGOs and local authorities, but repeated rescue attempts have struggled to guide it back to deeper waters. It breaks my heart. We're not here to cause any more suffering to an animal, but to rescue it from this prison. We have to try. We'll have to see what happens then. The drama has gripped Germany, with non-stop live coverage and constant updates on the whale's condition. Activists flocked to the nearby town of Wismar, while online debates raged over whether to keep trying to save it or let nature take its course. Because it really moves me, this story. Because the thing is, it's completely on its own here. And just the thought of being alone, I've been through it myself, and can quite clearly say that it's the worst feeling you can possibly have. In a dramatic turn, the humpback whale appeared to swim free on Monday morning, with live streams showing rubber boats of rescuers accompanying it. But as that effort falters, many are left hoping for a final miracle, while others fear the focus is shifting from saving the whale to easing its suffering. For now, Germany is watching and waiting.
Well, Fabian Ritter is a marine biologist and whale and dolphin expert at the Whale and Dolphin Conservation Society and the German MWR Association. He's also author of 5 books about whales. The latest is Wir Wale, in English, We Whales. Welcome to DW. Let's start with why this happens. This is not the first beached whale we've seen, but this one appears to be all by itself in an area where whales are not normally found. Why does that happen?
Yeah, good evening. It's everything is special about this stranding. A humpback whale doesn't belong to the Baltic Sea. It's not its natural environment. A humpback whale have been seen in the Baltic and also getting out again, but this whale for a while has been entangled in a fishing net. It has been freed from it, but then restranded itself 5 times until today, and this is a very clear sign that there's a very profound underlying health problem with this whale.
So is there likely to be a pod of whales somewhere wondering where Timmy is?
Probably yes. It's been weeks that he's been in the Baltic Sea, which is has a lot lower salinity, which is not good for its health either. And he probably is weakened very much by now, which probably is also having an impact on his way to perceive things. Right. And he might be severely disorientated, yes.
Right, OK, so severely sick, disorientated, very distressed. Should people keep trying to rescue it or let it die?
At this point in time, I'm recommending that we should take our hands off the whale. A whale that restrands itself several times in general is kind of doomed and usually does not survive the coming next few days. This whale is special. He probably, he shows us that he wants to live, but we have been trying a lot, and the last so-called rescue attempt hasn't been successful. There's another restranding this morning, and it's now time to accept that all the technical measures that we have been taken have been in vain, and that it's fair to follow nature's course, so to say. It's a whale dying, and it has to be stressed that he's a victim of fisheries. And let me just highlight that there's another several 100,000 whales and dolphins that get entangled in fishing nets every year. And this whale, this poor creature in the Baltic Sea, should be a wake-up call for us to rethink our fisheries, to rethink our fish consumption. And that is the big problem behind this individual fate.
OK, let's follow that fate through. So Timmy dies. He's still beached up there in the north of Germany. What then happens to this massive dead animal?
Well, first of all, let me stress that there is still hope. This whale has been very active this morning, and it can be hoped at least that it finds its strength and finds a way back into normal life. The likelihood of that is not very high, but let's stay on the side of hope. If he dies, then it depends where he's floating or lying at that point in time. It might be the responsibility of the federal country of Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. It might be federal state responsibility, or if he's somewhere else, another state's responsibility. The carcass will be necropsied, that is to say that it will be investigated in detail to find out its general condition and to try to identify its cause of death. And then larger parts of its body will be just deposited, taken away from the site. One might decide about the skeleton to send it to a museum or something like that. But these are decisions that we shouldn't even think about too much as long as the whale lives, I believe.
Do whale rescues ever work?
Oh, yes, they do. But usually they work the better the condition of the whale is. Whales that are severely impacted by nets, by injuries, and this whale has some parts of the net that he has been freed from still in its mouth. So we're not even sure if he survives for some more days, if he can feed at all. So there's a lot of question marks, but there have been success stories in rescuing whales with whales that haven't been that far from their natural home, and also in a better physical condition.
And how does that rescue work? You're walking your dog one day along the beach and you see a whale stuck there. What should you do?
Well, that very much depends on what whale it is. If we're talking about a small harbor porpoise, you might carry it with your arms back to the sea. With a humpback that weighs several tons, that's a different endeavor, of course. You need machinery, you need a lot of people, and specialized equipment, as well as specialized and experienced people to guide it back, to somehow transport it back into deeper waters. That is the precondition to get it into deeper waters and hope that it find its strength and swim freely.
Thank you so much, Fabian. Fabian Ritter, marine biologist.
You're more than welcome.